You're watching Guude. You're watching Guude. Fighting just to save our lives. Got you laughing every night.
Welcome back, everyone.
Whoa! I just got attacked by a zombie. I wasn't even paying attention. Interesting. So I have got I'm trying to preface this in the right way so you know what I'm going for and what I'm not going for in this.
All right.
I have a very controversial question, but it's not because I want to get into the controversy of the question. I actually am confused by it and want some understanding.
Okay.
Because I'm confused by this controversy. So I have a friend. Gotta get to this window. I mean, a friend, somebody who used to be a friend long ago.
Are they not a friend anymore?
Spoken
Oh, okay.
Well, we've not spoken in many, many, many years. It's one of those things.
Gotcha.
They moved away. I moved away. I have not spoken to this individual in probably 10 years.
Okay.
But we're still friends on Facebook and things like that. And she clearly is pretty hardcore Republican and makes her views very apparent on Facebook.
Okay.
Very pro-Trump tweets, very people are stupid because they think that Trump can just fix everything immediately. You know, immigration's a terrible thing. We're going to be the minority soon. She's a white person, clearly. You know, those type of Facebook posts that I don't agree with. So that's not what the controversy is about. But clearly a very Republican-sided, biased, Trump-supporting, against immigration type of, you know, posts on the regular basis. However, the other day, I got very, very, very confused because she posted this thing, and I'm just going to read it to you because I don't know if I'm misunderstanding it or what, but it starts out with, haha, Fox News trying to say the caravan isn't organized. Fox has to protect their bosses.
What's the caravan?
The caravan that's marching to through Mexico up to the border where Trump, you know, threatened to shut down the border because there's the 4,000 person caravan marching toward the border trying to, you know, get into America. I mean, apparently this happens all the time. This one's just making a lot of headlines. Like I didn't know much about it, you know, because
well, it is about to be election time, so there's probably a reason.
Right. But when you first read that, doesn't it sound like somebody who's very anti-Trump, anti-Republican side of the world?
I mean, yeah, it doesn't sound like they're on the Fox News side of things.
So I got very confused at that. But the last line of this, which I have not read yet, is the one that's throwing me off so much because maybe there's some huge controversy that I'm just not yet aware of. And the last line after what I just read says, freaking fake Jew-owned news, all of it.
Well, I guess
am I missing? Is Fox News known to be a quote unquote, you know, Jew-owned organization?
Well, all media supposedly is that's a common talking point is that all media is owned by the Jews.
So calling out Fox News is I read this and I was just so, it's funny because, you know, we're friends on Facebook, so I read this person's posts all the time and completely absolutely disagree with them, but I do not get into, you know, Facebook battles with this, you know, with this person, because obviously she has a following of people that agree with her sentiments. So all the comments in it are like, amen, sister, you know, blah, everything that she says that's like completely things that I do not agree with. But
so the reason I don't have Facebook, like everything you're saying is like, man, I'm so glad I don't have Facebook.
But this particular comment just threw me off so much because it's so different than the normal post, completely bashing Fox News and then basically screaming about Fox News being this Jew-owned organization. And I'm like, what is happening right now with, what did I miss? What am I not?
I do know that
about this rant.
Fox recently fact-checked something Trump said on Twitter that went against their normal you know, agreeing with everything that Trump says.
Was it on October 22nd by chance? Because that's when this post was from.
could have been. I don't remember the exact date. I do know that like the lie was so bad that even Fox was like, "Oh, this isn't true."
Oh, I got a Talia. I mean, my brain.
I just remembered.
Thank you. I just remembered. Talia recently subscribed to me. And I wanted to thank her for that. Yeah, I guess I'm just, I don't know. It's so, like I said, I didn't want to get into I'm not here to get into the controversy of what it is. I just didn't understand this controversy.
Yeah.
And I was so confused at what I was missing. And that would be really funny if it was because Fox News fact checked something and went against their standard and basically said it wasn't true, and it turned all these people who normally are praising their reporting into like haters.
Yeah. I don't follow it well enough to know how upset people got. I mean, you know, I mean, there's still like Sean Hannity and all the people that Trump constantly like call Sean Hannity, ask Sean Hannity. So I feel like the majority still love their Fox.
I mean, and I'm sure that's the case. I will tell you though, you said that you don't have Facebook. I enjoy having people on this far on the other side of it who post constantly, because it just lets me see that other opinion that clearly when you're surrounded, we've talked about this before. I'm in Washington, D.C. I'm surrounded by people who have like Democratic type of viewpoints because that's the main basis of the D.C. area.
It's kind of an echo chamber.
Right. So seeing the other side of it, I always think is beneficial because then you can understand, quote unquote, the enemy or just the other side of you. It's always nice to, understand what somebody's arguing against you to either, refute it or just to have, I guess just to have ammunition against it. Ow, I couldn't get my electro wings to come out. So I would suggest that you actually get a Facebook page. I
still have my Facebook account from like right after high school or whatever. I have no desire to log into it, or I think we're even friends on there. Maybe.
You and I?
Maybe.
I don't.
I'm friends with Seth. After. I know that. And maybe Chad. There was some, but I think you come up as one of my friends as well on there. I only have like 15 or something like that because I just removed everyone from Facebook and then never logged in again.
I made the cut, baby. I made the cut with somebody who will never log in again. That's ultimate winning.
Yeah.
Talk about being the minority. Yeah. That's where I'm at. Oh, good Lord. Anything fun and exciting happened so far this week?
No, I was trying to think of what we were going to talk about. I've had a very boring week.
I had more packages stolen today.
Oh, boy. You got to do something. It's like time for change.
Same guy as the last time.
God. What are you going to do about this?
Oh, I mean, I called the police so they could get the video and everything, and I'm pretty sure he was in the alley. I walked back through the alley just because I was curious, and I'm pretty confident I saw him. However, he was in a mix of about 15 other people back there, so it wasn't the time and place to
you were outnumbered.
Say something, So I told them, I was like, yeah, here's the video, and I'm pretty sure he's back there right now if you want to go take a look. And they left and never contacted me again. So whether he's back there or not, I don't know. But yeah, it's just it's just frustrating at this point because and again, of course, it was the mail person just leaving the package like, hey, here you go. Might as well put a sign on it that says, nobody's home. Come get this package.
I guess it's not their responsibility to give a shit, basically.
It's funny because he walked up to the porch and you can't see because the one camera stopped recording because he wasn't moving that much in the one camera's field that sees the street. But at one point, he just out of nowhere sat down on the porch, and I'm pretty sure it's because somebody must have walked by on the sidewalk and looked, and he just sat down and pretend like that was his house and he lived was sitting on the stoop, and then he sat there for a second and then he pulled the box out and pulled out a knife and opened it up and started rummaging through it and just took everything he could take out of it.
What was it?
Some baby clothes and baby shoes.
What a dick!
Yeah, stuff that he clearly does not have a need for. I mean, maybe that's could be a false statement. I don't know. Maybe he's got a child at home that he is unable to take care of on his own and needs to resort to stealing to get them.
Well, fucking get a job or something. Do something. Stealing is not the fucking answer. You're gonna end up in damn prison. And then you definitely can take care of your child.
Yeah, but I mean, at least he'll have a home cooked meal.
Is it a home? Is the prison a home?
It's gotta be. It's their home, right? Anywhere you live is home. Home is where you make it. Home is where the heart is.
Oh, I know about the home is where the heart is, but is prison a home?
For so many people, for many people, it's home, which is the sad part. I've actually been watching some random like YouTube documentaries on prison, and man, that shit looks. It's not that the prison itself looks terrible, which most of them actually do, but it's when they start talking to people who are like, yeah, I've been here for 15 years, I come up for parole in 12, and I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ, like,
yeah.
Can you imagine living the same exact routine for that many years?
I'm pretty sure I would put a lot of effort into suicide if I was like put away for 30 years or something like that.
I'm honest. I'm surprised there's not more suicide. And granted, you can't, they have prevention, mechanisms to try to stop people from doing that, but you can't stop everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'd be trying to make a shank for myself.
Yeah. If I was ever in prison for a period of time that I thought was essentially going to be my life, or like life in prison, I would probably be just constantly having escape attempts. I'd be just constantly be putting in solitary, because I'd be trying to escape at every possible chance I had.
I don't even think escape's viable, because then you're still just on the run for the rest of your life. You still don't have a life.
Better than being in prison, though, right? That's almost like the exhilarating part of the game. If you're literally in prison for life, and you could make a game out of just trying to escape, and if you actually do successfully escape,
I imagine escape's pretty hard. There'd be more people doing it if it wasn't.
I mean, one would think, but maybe that's what they want you to think. There was this one random story about a female prisoner who they were interviewing because she was in for life, and she was 70 or something when they were interviewing her, but she was apparently got put in for life for a murder years ago and successfully escaped and stayed, took over somebody else's identity and was not found out for 30 years.
Oh, that's awful when that day comes and you get caught.
Yeah, and then she got caught after having a new husband and family that didn't know anything.
Oh, that's even worse.
Oh, she had 12-year-old and a 14-year-old or something like that, and then she got caught, and she said at that point, the interviewers were like, so what happened when they caught you? Did you deny it? And she's like, no, I knew they had me at that point. What was I going to say? She's like, I admitted to it, and now I'm back here and have to deal with the past that I had. And I guess she completely had changed around her life and was a good person, but doesn't forgive the crimes that you did originally. But can you imagine being free for 30 years and then getting caught?
How did she get caught?
I'm trying to remember what it was. She was really good friends with I think it was DNA evidence that had come out about something, and something they linked it up to her, not because of something new that she had done, but I don't know if it hit a fingerprint match or something that, got to remember she was out for 30 years. It was long before DNA technology and all that stuff has come to where it is now. I think it was just one of those circumstances that things got more advanced and they just hit her on something that she had submitted at some point throughout the years. And she was really good friends with the sheriff of the small town that she was at. And the sheriff came up and, she's even the sheriff came up and asked me, he's like, I need to ask you a question about, blah, blah, blah person. And her response was, yep, that's me. I know what you're about to ask. And yes, that's me. And he was like, there's no way that that's you. And she's like, I'm not going to lie to you. That's me. You got me. I don't know what to do at this point.
That sucks. I wonder if they really added to her sentence even. Because normally escape, that's going to add to your sentence.
Well, yeah, and think what if she was out for 30 years, and it's a fucked up thing to think about because obviously it would have been completely different, but whatever she was in for, I don't remember what it was that she was in for. So I'm not sure that it was murder. I just can't remember. So I don't know what her sentence was. It might have been one of the sentences that would have been done by the time they caught her again.
Right. That's what I was wondering too. If she had just stayed in, but she never would have, met her husband and all that other stuff that happened.
Completely different lifestyle would have been would have been there. She could just be a murderous person that was in prison, and that's the only life she ever knew, and didn't adjust to it well. Versus like becoming a reformed member of society who then just is now stuck all of a sudden back in jail.
I wonder what happened to her.
I don't know. It's quite I don't know. It's quite amazing to me to think, as somebody who doesn't go to prison and doesn't plan on going to prison any time in their life. It seems like a fake world when you think about it.
What do you mean by like a fake world?
Like when you hear about people who are in prison for life or 30 years, or somebody who spent like the last 12 years behind bars. Can you imagine that being real?
Oh well, no, I can't imagine living that life.
Just a story that you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it does seem. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah,
and then and granted, I didn't meet this person or anything. It was just a YouTube documentary that I was very, enthralled in. So it sucked me in. But it just, I don't know. It seems like it's unreal that you just can't. It seems like a TV show that when I walk away from, and I know that it's not real. Those people, those people in Lost didn't really like crash on that island. They're all still alive,
Right. Because I know I've talked about this show alone a lot, but I've started on the 4th season, and I want to.
You are tearing through this show.
Each season's only like 11 episodes total, but. You know the name of the show. Do you think it'd be okay if they made it where you weren't alone anymore? Say like, was you and a family member on the island?
I've not seen the show, but I think of alone not necessarily in the context that I have to be one, like by myself, one-on-one. I'm not with a community. I can see if you had one other person there and you're surviving like alone together. I think that that's like relatively reasonable.
Okay, because in season 4,
I've never seen it though, so I don't know what the premise they build it up on.
Well, I mean, they totally build it up on you're alone. Like you have to deal with the struggles of being alone. There's no one there to help you. There's no one there to help you film. You have no one to talk to. All these stress factors from not having anyone to talk to. Blah 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 blah. And then here comes season 4, and it's like alone, kinda. It's you go out there and you're separated by like 10 miles from a family member, and they have a compass and they can find you and you can join up together. So you start off alone, but then you don't end alone.
Okay. Oh, by the way, I just remembered that apparently this chick escaped after 10 to 20 years of drug involvement.
Okay.
My memory doesn't always make it articulate, so I'm not quite sure what that means, but I remembered that.
Okay, so she wasn't a murderer.
Apparently not, according to my memory.
To me, that makes it even worse. Like
she probably would have been out by now.
Well, yeah, and also like that seems like something that should be forgiven, probably, especially since she showed that she's a reformed member of society.
I've literally dumped off my inventory into that new system like 3 times while we've been recording, and then I just, with an empty inventory, ran upstairs to drop off nothing.
Well done.
I was just like, I gotta go up top, even though I just dropped all this stuff off in this new water elevator.
I can't believe how fast things move in the water. It's pretty wild. Like I'm bringing the channels down right now, and it's pretty crazy just how fast items flow. What are we gonna do with the spawner?
I mean, I assume we have to get rid of it, right?
I guess.
What kind of spawner is it?
Spider. It doesn't even have a purpose.
Really help us much. Yeah, I think we should just get rid of it. Oh God! One of the things, I told myself last time, next time I go up there, I was gonna make a shield, and I just went up there and didn't make a shield.
Yeah, I haven't had a shield in a long time.
I mean, it's kind of interesting because we can see like the back of this place now.
Oh, can we?
If you go up to the top, somebody's cleared out some stuff. It wasn't necessarily us, but if you go up to the top, you can actually see the back wall, and it looks doable.
I told you we'd get there.
I mean, I thought we'd be done in like 3 episodes.
3 episodes.
Honestly, it didn't sound. You've done it before, so maybe you knew, but it didn't sound to me as big as it really became. Honestly, though, we would be done by now if we weren't making it open top convertible style, which I never expected that we were doing in the first place. But that was your desire to do.
Right. Well, the first one was kind of as well because the only thing above it was the arena. So like the arena floor was the roof of it. So it was dug all the way viewable in the first one too. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Not having part in making the first one, I guess I didn't think about it in that way. I was more just like, we just dig down on all these layers.
I don't think it's exciting that way.
It's definitely less exciting. Gives us less time to chit chat about people in jail and Jews running the media, apparently, right?
I'm surprised you've never heard that before.
I know. I definitely heard that before. I guess I was more confused at it being mixed with the whole Fox News thing from this person who traditionally posts these very Republican-heavy, Trump-supporting tweets or Facebook posts. I think that's what threw me off like the most.
I'm curious how voter turnout's going to be in a couple weeks, a week, I guess it is.
I know. I just applied for my absentee ballot, and I hope it comes in time because I actually read something that says it's supposed to in DC get there before the 1st.
Well, it doesn't. Those don't even get counted unless it's a close.
Let's be honest. In DC, it's not going to be close anyway. Honestly, my vote really does not matter in DC.
It might.
At this juncture, I should say. It doesn't mean it never will matter, but at this juncture, like I said, DC is such a very, very heavily Democratic place
right.
that's pretty much, takes the cake. We're not a swing state, I think the swing states right now are the biggest ones. That I don't know. This election might be completely different just because of the controversies that have been happening over the past, many months, but you never know.
Yeah, I guess we're going to see real soon.
And I wish a pick could take out gravel.
It can. You hit it long enough.
Well, it just takes a while.
Really, anything can break gravel. You try hard enough.
It's really weird. I'm getting this very strange lag.
Yeah, I'm like jumping back a couple times.
Yeah, I'm not rubber banding, but I'm like breaking a bunch of blocks that are just hanging out in the air, like gravel blocks, and then falling all at once.
Huh. Yeah, I'm rubber banding occasionally here. I don't think we're going to have enough andesite to make the walls. We're going to need to go find andesite.
I just rubber banded ran for like 20 blocks and then took damage from the fall. Andesite. Well, I got something.
What you got?
Woo! My brain tells me I'm being hosted. My brain's been infected with a parasite.
I hate those parasites.
It's a host. Ow! Slime. This slime wants to fight. I just destroyed a bunch of wheat on accident.
Yeah, I keep destroying it on accident too. I need to start harvesting some of the layers so that I can even plant the other layers because that's going to take a while. Just get enough seeds to plant everything. But yeah, we're out of time today for this episode. So,
all right, folks.
See you next time.
We'll see you next time.